long before empires were carved into stone, before legends were written in ink and fire. This land was ruled by a king named Mardas. He was aged, measured, and just. Under his rule, the cities were calm. Markets opened with the sunrise. Guards stood watch, not in fear, but in order. They, the people, lived without trembling at the sound of footsteps. But within the palace walls stood a young prince whose heart did not share his father's patience. His name was Zahhak. He was heir to the throne, but inheritance is not the same as readiness. And into that restless heart, evil whispered. Ahriman came first, not as a demon, not with horns, not with flame, but as a wise and subtle man. He spoke gently. Hey, you are stronger than your father. You are more capable. Why should you wait? Why should the crown belong to tomorrow when it could belong to you today? The seed of ambition was planted. Soon a hidden trap was prepared, a deep pit concealed along the king's nightly path. And one night, as King Mardas walked, as he always had, the ground gave way beneath him. There was no battle, no rebellion, no heroic stand, only darkness. And Zahhak took the throne. The fall of a man does not end when he gains power. It deepens. Ahriman returned, this time in the robes of a royal cook. He brought new dishes to the palace, flavors never before tasted in that kingdom. He introduced roasted meats, rich, heavy, intoxicating. Zahhak tasted, and he was pleased. Day after day, the cook prepared new delights, and with every meal, he fed not only Zahhak's hunger, but his pride. Trust grew quietly, until one day, the cook asked for a simple reward. I desire no gold, no land, no title. Only allow me to kiss your shoulders, that my blessing may remain upon you. A harmless request. Zahhak agreed. The kiss touched his skin, and pain began, burning, deep, unnatural. From his shoulders, two serpents emerged, living, coiling, hungry. The cook vanished. Zahhak was terrified. Physicians were summoned. They cut the serpents away, but they grew again. No cure existed. Then another man arrived, a physician, calm and confident. It was Ahriman again, in a new disguise. He examined the serpents and spoke. There is only one remedy. Each day, you must feed them. The brains of two young men. Only then will they be calm. And from that day forward, terror became law. Every morning, two young men were taken. No trial, no accusation, no mercy. Mothers wept, fathers fell silent. But even inside cruelty, a spark of humanity remained. Some of Zahhak's ministers, unable to endure the horror, devised a secret resistance. Each day, they saved one of the two youths. In secret, they replaced one human brain with that of a sheep. These serpents were deceived, and the freed young men were sent away into the mountains. There, high in the highlands and hidden valleys, they survived. They formed a scattered generation, a people born from escape and endurance. From the shadow of tyranny, a quiet seed of resistance was planted. Among those who refused to bow was a man named Abtin. He spoke against Zahhak. For this, he was captured, and he vanished into darkness. But before his death, he had a son. His name was Fereydun. Abtin's wife, Faranak, knew the child would be next. She fled with him. First, she entrusted him to a miraculous white cow, Barmaya, who nourished him, as if he were her own. But Zahhak's reach grew long, so Fereydun carried her son into the towering Alborz Mountains. In a hidden cave among stone, wind, and snow, Fereydun grew.
We are safe here.
Will we go out?
Seasons turned. The child became strong, steady, unbroken. And in times a mighty mace was forged for him, a weapon shaped like the head of a bull, a symbol of strength and memory. Back in the city, a blacksmith named Kaveh had suffered greatly. 17 of his sons had been taken. Now they demanded his last. The king's soldiers brought a decree. "Sign this," they commanded. "Declare that Zahhak is a just ruler." Kaveh read the lie. He looked at the flames of his forge, and instead of signing, he tore the scroll apart. He removed his leather apron and raised it upon a spear. That apron became a banner. The banner became a symbol. The symbol became hope. People gathered around him. Years of fear began to crack. Fear turned to anger. Anger turned to movement. Kaveh led the people toward the mountains. There upon the heights of Alborz, he found Fereydun. The banner of rebellion met the mace of destiny. The people found their leader, and the army began to march. From the palace balcony, Zahhak watched them approach. The serpents coiled upon his shoulders, but for the first time, fear touched him. The gates were broken. Battle erupted. Within the stone halls of the palace, Fereydun advanced. The mace rose, and with a thunderous blow, Zahhak fell. But Fereydun did not kill him. Death would have been mercy. Instead, Zahhak was bound in chains. Carried to Mount Damavand. There, he was fastened to the rock, imprisoned beneath the open sky. The serpents still live, but they are no longer free. And so the tale endures, for tyranny begins with a whisper. It grows through indulgence, through silence. But it ends when courage rises from the people themselves. And whenever fear is broken, a banner rises again from the fire.